Welcome back to another episode of Did You Know Facts About Indian Classical Music? This is the Music Foundation India channel and I am Dr. Sanghamitra Acharya. In the last two episodes I have been talking to you about the music being such an integral part of the education system in ancient India. We looked into how Gurukuls adapted this music as a medium of their teaching or instruction, and I also demonstrated in my last episode this music being a channel of meditative process, introducing the learners to a process of creation and a process of meditation. If you have any questions about the last two episodes, you can write to me directly on the comment section and I will be very happy to answer all your queries. And if you have any other details that you want to know about the Music Foundation, you can always contact us on the email address or on the phone number given below. Today we are going to talk about a very important setup that used to be a part of the Gurukuls. And today, because this is an episode about music, especially about Hindustani music, I shall be talking to you about the Guru Shishya parampara. This was the setup in which music knowledge was imparted to the students in the ancient times, and this parampara or the tradition has travelled down through history till today. That is the unique part of Indian music or Hindustani music. There were many aspects to this Guru Shishya parampara, and it was a setup which was unique in its own way, and we shall travel together and discover how and what were these aspects that made this such a unique process, such a unique way of learning. The first aspect that I am going to touch upon today is the direct interaction between the Guru and the Shishya. I told you last time in one of my earlier episodes that the Gurukul was actually like just a boarding house in which the Gurus and the Shishyas lived together in a small family setup. It always used to be a small group, and the Guru was revered and looked upon as the father figure of the family. And through direct interaction, I mean that the Guru would sit down with his pupil and tell them about the Ragas or the Talas, or he would sing to them and they would follow, repeat and learn was also an important part of the direct interaction. And he would tell them if they had any queries or questions, they would wait till the Gurus, they thought that the Gurus were in a relaxed mood, and then they would ask them these questions. And these direct interactive sessions were always followed by a sense of submissiveness, by a sense of humility, and a desire to serve the Guru or to be of use to the Guru, because the Gurus were held in very high esteem and they were revered by the students. Another important factor about this ancient system or the ancient setup was the aura of the Guru. Like I said, the Gurus were no ordinary human beings. They were very highly accomplished and spiritual human beings. They could understand the students, they could understand their psyches, they could understand the needs of the students, they could manifest many things through their energy and through the power that they held through their spiritual growth, and these were no ordinary human beings, and that is the reason why the Guru was held in such high esteem. And the third aspect that we are going to talk to about today is the initiation process. The initiation into the Guru Shishya parampara was a very difficult one. It was not as if every student would be allowed into the Guru's tutelage and would be able to learn. The Gurus made it very difficult and rigorous for the students to pass this test, as it were. They had to undergo a lot of examinations, a lot of challenges that the Guru would set up for them, and if they cleared it and if they were found successful, then they would be taken into the under the tutelage of the Guru. Now this aspect of selection and this aspect of being accepted by the Guru was in itself a big challenge for the students, and they would consider themselves so fortunate and blessed if the Guru actually told them that yes, you can come and even now music learning, even today. In Hindustani music, we still have this extreme reverence for the Guru, and if we are told by the Guru or if we are selected by the Guru to be taught by him, we consider ourselves so fortunate. Then the other aspect, another one, in which through which the students accomplished their learning was became accomplished in their skills was through rigorous practice and observation by the Gurus. Because they stayed 24/7 with the Gurus had a strict discipline and a strict sort of day routine for the students, and the students had to follow that routine, and that involved strict and rigorous hours of practice, many hours of practice, and this practice only made them perfect. And the Guru would observe them, would see whether they were actually following his instructions or not, which student was more active, which student was using his creative faculties more, and accordingly the Guru would tailor make a sort of a module for the students, as it were, to learn. These are terms which we use in modern language, modules, tailor-made, but none of that was used in the ancient times. The Gurus just by intuition, they taught and the learners learned. The Gurus had an intuition and a massive power of manifestation, and they could understand so very well what the students required in order to become great maestros. Then the last but not the least, the aspect that we have almost lost touch of was the Shaktipat aspect. This aspect of the Guru Shishya parampara was not just about transfer of skills. It was about the transfer of power from the Guru to the Shishya. The power of manifesting something, the power of creating something, the power of knowledge, the power of wisdom that the Guru had. Because of his spiritual growth, because of his evolution, these Gurus had lot of power, and merely through a gaze, through a touch, or simply by blessing, by touching on the forehead or touching the head of the students, they would transmit some energy, not skills. Skills would be transmitted and they would come over the period of time, but this transmission was a transmission of the Guru's energy, and this was called as Shaktipat, of which we rarely, very rarely hear these days. And if it occurs somewhere, or if anybody has this power, any Guru has this power, then obviously the students are the luckiest ones. They are the most fortunate ones in this world. So that is how the setup of Guru Shishya parampara worked, and I am very proud to tell you that Hindustani music is probably the only subject left in this world which is still imparted in this traditional way. The students still regard their Gurus as almost next to divine. They think that the Guru is the remover of darkness. Without him or without her, nothing is possible, no learning is possible. And with the blessings of the Guru, they go forward in their training, and this reverence and this respect is what is of utmost importance in a learning process. This is an amazing fact about Indian classical music. With that, we come to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for being with me. Bye bye. Take care and wait for the next Friday for another episode of Did You Know Facts About Indian Classical Music?